This post has literally 0 upvotes, but the discussion is spicy, one could say. I have been trying to improve hard swapping myself lately. Red flag, downvote. Been blended many a time, stuck in my inventory. It ain't easy when you're under pressure, and it is an important skill to have used with invading. For me, it goes against the idea of making a character. Character, not a build. It's immersive breaking to see someone just pull 20 different weapons out of their ass just because you are using something that their previous weapon wasn't too great at fighting. I personally find it to be bad sportsmanship. Not that it isn't skillful or smart, it just feels extremely sweaty and against the spirit of making character-based builds. Why people expect you in the PvP match to do some sort of the freaking character-based immersive bullshit? PvP by definition is going to be competitive. The game might be not by design competitive, but encounter on its own is always going to be competitive. Making characters, I can't, dude. Listen, and what if my character is actually a powerful wizard that prefers melee style of combat and uses the magic to spawn weapons in his hand? I am completely into character with that one. Hard swapping bad, soft swapping good. Let me actually show you. You see this weapon that I have in my hand? Yeah, it's curved sword. Yeah. So let me put it to the pocket and take the hugest sword out of the same pocket. And now again to the pocket, and now from the back. No, I mean, like, honestly, kind of into the character, realistic and not immersion breaking IMO. Similar boat here. It's an out of universe solution, aka being faster in menus for an in-universe problem, aka fighting. The fact that it also allows a user to ignore weight by being able to swap to anything while still having the weight of only one weapon feels like it defeats the purpose of being able to switch weapons normally and have normally. Why the fuck this? In your opinion, this is normally and this is not. Having to plan your weight budget around a backup weapon. No, you fucking dumbass, dude. Like, this guy is saying that, like, you're not planning the weight around your budget weapon. Fuck, normally in the invasions, I myself always use the weapons on the soft swaps nowadays. Yeah, I have the dagger on the soft swap. And then, for example, if I would be making the character, if there would be no hard swapping in the game, then I would have to only bother about 4 plus 4 plus 2. But because I am hard swapping, and let's say I want to hard swap to something like, let's say that freaking Stormhawk axe, then I have to actually look up how much overall weight I can maintain without the heavy roll. It is not removing or working around freaking weight calculations in your build. It's only adding to it. It's not even talking about using different type of the weapons. So you have to, for example, in case of dual great spears, yeah, I have to essentially, let's say that my main setup is the two broadswords. Yeah, I have to actually, aside of this, I have to actually calculate for even more. Yeah, because realistically now it is actually 9 plus 9 plus 2, yeah, so we have like 20. So you have to actually put more points into the endurance and optimize your builds differently. As simple as that. But when I am checking videos for ideas on builds or weapons I didn't know about, it looks really stupid if the streamer is constantly flickering in and out of their inventory. My god, he watches me, I'm sorry. Does it take skill? Sure, but it looks really dumb. It's discordant with the flow of combat. As an observer, I mean, it also cheapens the weight system a bit. Okay, another, like, it's people really don't understand the idea of the weight system. People don't understand that it is not cheating anything. You have to actually put more thought into your weight, because otherwise people just wouldn't be playing certain setups that are heavy enough. You would have more strict meta basically, yeah, because everyone would be essentially using the unspur rapier on the soft swap, and that's about it. Lack of the hard swapping, menu swapping, however you call it, equals you are going to have just less of the interesting things to do in the game, and it's going to be more strict. As simple as that. Not like these guys care, because what they're doing is very often these gamers that we have here that's saying something of this type are just going to the arena and trying to show off their amazing fashion and how well it fits with the weapon. And these people that are actually normally playing heavy meta anyway are going to have less options, so these gamers are probably going to complain about them even more. As simple as that. Most likely would lead to the situation that these people that are scrapping around would just simply give up at some point and either leave the game or straight up start using the meta themselves, but without the success because they are lacking in the other departments. People really are not supposed to make this fucking dumb argument about weight because it is so fucking incorrect and out of touch. But honestly, I am not even surprised because people are overall, especially the casual side of the game, of every game honestly, super out of touch with things, yeah. But this is what it is, because like in places like that you have essentially echo chamber. If someone is going to jump in and say, yeah, hard swapping requires skill too, since from my experience I have been caught a lot of times in my inventory -3 immediately, like one fucking sentence, hard swapping requires skill, immediately, even though like, you know, a lot of people here admit that, but firstly they point out that, hey, I don't like hard swapping. Meanwhile, here there is no information of this type, so people immediately just downvote the guy, GG. Menu swapping, also known as hard swapping, is a horrible exploit that, in my book, equates to cheating. It is not lore friendly and it breaks the immersion for me. After all, it is perfectly normal for a dude to pull out a giant great hammer out of his pocket, but God forbid he does so without said animation by going into his menu. Also, hard swapping takes just a tiny bit more skill than soft swapping, and I am not willing to put in the effort to learn it. Therefore, I shall consider it cheese, so as to justify my unwillingness to learn. Rant over. I don't think hard swapping was ever intended, but it was left in because the community used it as a core mechanic. Well, it is rather obvious that you wouldn't have freaking possibility to enter the menus in the PvP if From Software didn't want it to be that way. I mean, like, dude, this menu is literally getting closed when you're entering combat. I mean, the menus being temporarily locked out on certain animations and so on, so it's literally just probably wouldn't be any effort at all. And remember when they added, like, more black screen in the menus for Elden Ring? Yes, because they wanted to get rid of certain exploits, yeah. And they did. But that's the point. Even in comparison to Elden Ring from the release, they actually nerfed menu swapping, but it wasn't direct nerf for the menu swapping. It was just a way so they can deal with certain glitches. They clearly don't want to get rid of the menus and menuing overall. It's not the intended mechanic of the game. It completely bypasses the weight limit, which is an intended feature. Your mother didn't have you as... I fucking hate these people that they are so fucking confident in fucking garbage they say. Then why not disable a menu during PvP, let's see. Or even during PvE. Nah, hard swapping is definitely an intended mechanic. I personally am not a fan of it in duels, just because I am not looking to take the game that seriously, though. It's fine that others do. Okay, listen. When someone is hard swapping around a lot in the duels, they are everything but serious. It is not optimal to hard swap. As simple as that. Definitely not the weapons, yeah? I assume that he doesn't mean the talismans and so on, yeah? I don't know if it's intended mechanics so much as it is not one they specifically addressed. If you actually got the designers to weigh in on it, would likely agree that it would seriously immersion breaking, and that it probably violates the spirit of what they were going for. People, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, someone here like cooked the entire post. I assume that is just explaining the story of these games, but I am just so fucking impressed. Like, people just literally do not think for 2 seconds when they are talking about shit. The objective truth is that hard swapping has been in FS games since 2009. 15 years, dude. 15 fucking years. The devs don't mind it, and if some people get salty about it, then it is their problem, they're alone. The only salty people in this thread are the ones upset that others don't think hard swapping is legit. Because you are stupid! People being upset because you're a fucking moron. Stupidity literally fucking pains someone that has at least a minimal understanding of how these games are fucking played. And you are coming with you fucking ooh haha, me actually fucking ape that know absolutely nothing. Not pondering the question. Making the statement that is fucking stupid and incorrect on top of that. Another, because it bypasses weight limit mechanic. Fucking moron. Not gonna lie, the idea of swapping is basic, especially for us, but clawing and menuing is objectively challenging for some people. So, clawing, of course, we are talking here about the claw grip, yeah? And this is actually true that a lot of people just do not claw grip, and they have their reasons for that, and yeah, it's absolutely fine. There's like plenty of solution to it, besides using controllers that essentially have more buttons and so on, yeah? Right now, I do not use any sort of the additional buttons or whatever, and I want to swap. But yeah, that essentially means I cannot really use any sort of the claw grip because we want to mimic someone that, well, do not use the claw grip, yeah? I can roll and do swap like this. But this is how I was, for example, swapping in the other games before I learned how to claw grip and so on, especially Dark Souls 1, yeah? The other thing is that, like, the controllers overall, being absolutely honest, regular controllers and the way how they are solved, like the fact that you don't have back buttons on the regular controllers is fucking insulting after all these years. Regular controllers are not fucking good from the perspective of how they are designed. Paddles on every controller is supposed to be absolute standard. The fact that it's not is just straight up fucking insulting in my eyes at this point. By doing hard swapping like this, yeah, you can absolutely swap your talismans and so on, yeah, quite effectively. It's really, you know, not hard to do, and it's pretty much accessible for anyone that is using regular grips. So hey, here is that. I don't understand the hate myself, but looking in this thread doesn't explain it for me. I don't understand people who don't like it as an observer when watching someone else play. That it's too ADHD or that it is somewhat unintended. Those are all superficial, even the last one. I know it feels cheap. Nothing can carry 100 plus weapons, armor, etc. and swap them in and out in less than a second. Yes, I know this isn't a realistic game, but I would like some aspects of at least be slightly realistic. Alright, honestly, there is some sort of the coper saying that it's only artifacts from the old design of their games, which is just fucking stupid as shit and just not true. It's actually so annoying. You know what it reminds me about? I'm actually going to show you. So listen, we have Fortnite here, and I am going to talk briefly about essentially building mechanic, because yeah, this is essentially the case. You have people complaining a lot about pro players using shit tons of building, yeah, like the fact that they are building fast. And yeah, like essentially someone is good at building, and they are getting shut on by the casual community a lot because it is not a cool way. It is not looking cool for the casual player, and that's why the no build mode is so much better and so on. And for me, that's super impressive. As someone that essentially loves the high ceiling playstyle, like this is actually fucking sick. I love to see it. But trust me, a lot of the casual players are going to shit on people for doing that, because people in the internet, especially in the communities that are full of people that have opinion about literally everything, despite having no expertise, well, they are going to shit on this type of the playstyle because they are losing to this type of people. It's equivalent of someone saying, "Oh my God, this is so not fun. Look at this. The guy is just editing all the time." It's like almost like, you know, with people complaining about me sitting in the menus, yeah, in the invasion. "Oh my God, you are sitting in these menus all the time. Why you are sitting in the menus? Why you are turning on the menus on and off?" You know, the same bullshit here. "Oh, why you are editing all the time?" oh, this is such a trash playstyle. How the fuck it is fun? Well, for me, honestly, it's looking at it is fucking amazing. I am not a Fortnite player. Dude, like, these edits into pics, it's actually so fucking skillful, and to me it's also so cool. But yeah, it is the case with especially, like, you know, this type of, like, that's a problem. Like, it's not like I hate casual players myself. I just would wish that people that are not that good at the game would look at people that are good at the game with somewhat of impress rather than hate and fucking cope.
Hello, gamer. Memories broken, room goes unspoken.